Hi, my name's Conor Grant. I'm a 17-year-old Irish Formula 4 driver. I'm super excited to be joining Jim on the Jim Masters show starting right now.
Hey, Connor, I love that intro. What a great warm up.
Thank you very much.
Really, really cool. Great to have you with us. He's coming to us
Yeah,
from County Wexford and beautiful Ireland. We love our Ireland. How's everything going? Thanks for joining us today on the Jim Masters Show. It's great to
yeah,
have you
it's
here.
awesome. I'm super excited to be here.
I bet it's pretty hard to stay in one place because you're always moving. You're always in the carts. You're always
Yeah.
racing. You're going. Is it tough to sometimes just sit still in one spot?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Especially in school. When I'm all
Especially
I'm thinking when all I'm thinking about is driving a race car. It's always a million miles an hour here, there, everywhere.
exactly right. Well, it's so cool. And I want to let folks know that you are very popular in Ireland and you are really, really good at what you do. You are one of Ireland's best young racing drivers, thanks to the dominance in the 2023
Mhm.
Senior X30 Championship. And in 2024, you competed on the European circuit, honing your skills and developing your racecraft. And you developed this love of speed starting at a really early age, sort of racing up and down a windy Irish beach on
Yeah.
your mini quad bike. But it wasn't until about 2017 that you drove a professional race kart, and then your life really changed forever. Tell us about that and what inspired you to want to go into this kind of racing specifically and how it all got going for you. And again, so great to have you here, Connor.
Yeah. Well, I started racing back in 2017, but as you said, it started on that beach. When I was 8 years old for my birthday, my grandparents bought me a mini quad, and I was on it every minute I got a chance, up and down the beach until I ran out of fuel about a kilometer up the beach, and my parents had to come find me, and I had to push it back. But yeah, it started back then, and then I went rental karting with some friends. Then I went rental karting with my family afterward, and after that, I went sat in a cart for the first time and never looked back since. The second I got the smell of the fuel, um, it's been in my veins ever since.
That is so cool. And would you say that that kind of racing is really big and popular in Ireland? Some people, like here in America and elsewhere, might not know that.
hmm Yeah, at the moment, racing is growing in Ireland. Over the last few years, it's mostly been rally dominated. We've had some great rally drivers coming from Ireland, but now with the likes of Alex Dunn, who's now in Formula Two, the Formula driving and all the karting and stuff in Ireland is just growing and growing and growing every single year.
So, what does it take to get prepared and ready and to become the professional like you are now? What is some of the training like and the hours you put in to be so skilled and to be a champion like you are?
Yeah, so over the past few months, especially across the winter before I started racing in Formula 4, my days were quite packed. I was up in the morning to school. After school, we'd go to the gym for 2 hours. I'd come home, get all my homework done, and then spend 2 hours on the simulator that's right behind me here, just testing as much as I could, practicing. Every day I was in the gym, working out as much as I could. So yeah, it's a lot of dedication. You got to sleep well, eat well, drink well. Got to be ready to do it, and it takes a lot to get there.
So how do you balance that like with school and other hobbies and family life? Does it get in the way at all, or have you found a balance to the best of your ability to sort of juggle all of it?
Yeah, I've been trying my best, but my school's incredible for me. They do as much as they can to help me. I'd be lost without them. They're incredible. St. Peter's College, my vice principals, my principal, everyone's willing to help me. My teachers, whenever I get back from a race, been gone for 2 weeks, and they're like, "Oh, what can we do for you? Is there anything you need to know? Is there anything we can help you with?" They're incredible, to be honest.
It's really great to have the support and to have people really, behind you and supporting everything that you're doing, right? That really does help.
Yeah, it does, seriously. It kinda eliminates anything that you need to worry about, so you just can go to the track and just drive instead of having to worry, "Oh, am I ready for the test that I have on Monday when I get back?" Or
Right.
I feel a little bit behind in school or something." You can just focus on driving, and it's the exact same when you get to school. You can just focus on school then instead of having to worry about any racing or anything like that.
What are you studying in school? What is in addition to what you're doing with the racing as a champion racer in Ireland, and you've been, in other parts of the globe, which I think is fantastic, in Europe and here as well. What are you studying? What is your other interest?
So, yeah, in school, I'm doing, physics, business, French, and design, communication, graphics, along with the three mandatory subjects in Ireland, which is maths, English, and Irish. So I'm really enjoying them all, but definitely physics is definitely the hardest.
Physics is I remember physics in school too, and it does take a little extra
Yeah.
time and attention to nail that one down for sure. So here you are, this kid that's bopping around on the beaches of Ireland in your cart. There you are on the screen, happy kid, and it just, like you said, the smell of the fuel and the power of everything, stepping on it, and psh, it just takes off. Um, what was that process like getting from that kid to where you are now, which again is this champion racer, this F4 racer in Ireland that's everybody knows and everybody cheers on? You're really representing the Emerald Isle in such an incredible way. And look at, the vehicles that you're in and all. It's just
Mhm.
incredible. Uh, what what was one of the first big things that happened for you that really started, taking off?
Yeah, so I think it was definitely one of my first seasons in cadets. It's the very junior class. It's ages 8 to 12. I won the cadet rookie open class, which was my first ever trophy. It's somewhere up here on the shelf. I've had that one for years since 2019. That was the first big thing. Um, I didn't win anything that big then for the rest of my cadet career, but that was the big one for me. And honestly, I got a taste of winning. Got to bring home a nice trophy, and I mean, from there on, that's all I wanted.
It's really amazing because you've brought home quite a few trophies and you've really made everybody proud, which is incredible. Here's a shot here. What was this one from?
So this is the special trophy in Ireland. This is the big one when you win the X30 senior
Yeah.
class, which is the big karting class in Ireland. You get your name engraved on the trophy, and it stays in the Motorsport Ireland building. So you've got
Wow.
all of the famous Irish drivers who've won the class. Craig Breen, one of the biggest Irish racers ever, is on that trophy. So it's an honor to have my name on the same trophy as him.
I can imagine. Yeah. Congratulations on that. And
Thank you very
here's
much.
some more people that you've had an opportunity to chat with too, and some more cool things you've got in your hands there. Tell us about
Yeah.
this.
So that's Austin O'Brien. He's was one of the main engineers with Mercedes in their dominant years in F1. So there I'm standing with a few of the parts from the F1 car. So that's with
Wow.
the Wexford Youth Academy, which I do a lot of coaching for the young kids.
You
So it was
do.
awesome to be able to meet him there.
You do. Yeah, you do a lot of great things with kids and you like to give back, and I think that's a really really cool thing, the work that you're doing with the academy. That's kind of near and dear to your heart, isn't it? You volunteer that.
Yeah. I love working with the kids. They all share the same passion as me. I see a lot of myself in them, just wanting to get better every time they drive. We've got the big Grand Prix for the season is on Sunday, so I'm looking forward to that to see what they can do. Put everything we've learned over the year into a race and just see who's the best, honestly. And there's some good prizes as well. The academy do a great job. I mean, they all work so hard for it. They're all volunteering. It's the best academy in Ireland, so I'm proud to be part of them.
And I'm sure that the kids look up to you too. They see you and they're like, "Oh my God, there he is! There's Connor!" And they get all excited and all happy as you're teaching them, mentoring them, and chatting
Yeah.
with them, and just getting a chance to really spend some time with them, and they look up to you, right? And
Hmm.
that's a great responsibility to have, isn't it?
Yeah. So I kind of just put myself back in their shoes when I was younger, at the kart track, looking at all the older lads, thinking, "Oh, I want to be like them in a few years." So I just try to set the best example I can, give them all the information they need, help them as much as I can, be as like easily open with them, um, just so they can come whenever they need. Because I know a lot of young kids, it's a little bit daunting to be sitting in a classroom answering questions. I know I was, quite scared to do it, go up and speak to people. So I just try to make it as easy as I can for them. And as I said, I love working with them. They're all great kids. So it makes it a lot easier.
Now, do you watch all kinds of racing? Like here we have the Daytona 500 and
Hmm.
Indianapolis 500 and all the others. Are you watching racing and NASCAR and everything around the world, or is it specific to karts, or do you just do it?
Everything. I mean, my Sundays, Saturday and Sundays are busy. It depends what races are on. Kart races, watching my friends from all around Europe and everything, and America. Well, I was watching the Indy 500, the Monaco Grand Prix, all the 24-hour races, the endurance races, as well as the one in Daytona. That's a great race. It's pretty much anything that's on, I'm watching it, to be honest. I mean, I see a career in every single one of them. So,
For you, right? Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
We have some amazing photos too. I would love for you, instead of me describing everything, I'd love for
Hmm.
you to tell our viewers who are watching around the world. We welcome everybody. Conor Grant is here. I'm your host, Jim Masters, coming to you from America. We're here in the New York area. That's where we are. And he's in beautiful County Wexford, Ireland. And take a look at this. Tell us about what we see here.
Yeah. In that photo, I'm at the French F4 Academy. That's in Magny-Cours in the north of France. So it was an awesome experience for me. This was really where I got my first kind of competition in a Formula 4 car. So if you won this competition, you got the full season free in the French F4. I made it all the way to the semi-finals with very little running in an F4 car. I only did 2 days before this, and this one is my first ever race in the brand new Generation 2 car, which happened in New Orleans in Louisiana. It didn't go to plan, but racing never does. It
No,
never
right?
goes to plan.
But
It's
you were
always
there.
exactly. I was there. We competed again with very limited testing against a lot of seasoned veterans who've been racing these cars and these tracks for the past 5 years, and we were still able to put up a fight. So it was definitely a good weekend.
Really, really cool. And tell us about the actual, what we're looking at as far as the carts that you're in. These are some really impressive. When people think of a go-kart, they think of something that they had when they were a kid, but these look like, things
Yeah,
that you're going to be seeing on larger tracks. This might be surprising to people. They're like, look at the size of these vehicles,
yeah.
these carts.
These are the big things. These are the F4 cars. So these
Yeah.
are like the three steps down from F1. Pretty much how I described them is a mini F1 car.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it. So that's the French one there.
That's
But
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's they're serious machines. This is the brand new Ligier F422. This is the American car.
Nice.
It's an absolute beast.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of power, and it's fast. It's very fast. I'll say that.
How does it work when you're, taking on a new one? What is that training like to get used to, because each one has its own
Hmm.
character, like we do as people, so do carts and
Oh yeah.
vehicles. And how do you go through a lot of training getting used to it before you're out on the
Hmm.
track?
Yeah. So funny enough, I've drove actually every single brand of the Generation One car. The two European ones, the French, and then the other European one, and now the American one. Um, and to be fully honest, a lot of them are the same. You got this little bit same techniques because they're all around the same homologations and they're all supposed to be very similar. But it's just about your personal feeling because there's no way you can exactly replicate it until you're driving. So that's kind of where you can separate the good from the great drivers is just how fast they can get into a car and get it up to speed as quick as possible.
That is really cool. Absolutely. It's really exciting, and you are definitely on your way, Connor. I mean, you've already been making your mark in Ireland, but to come here to the States and other parts of Europe, tell us about some of the other races you've competed in, not just in Ireland, but throughout Europe and the
Hmm.
States, UK.
So yeah, so going back to karting, I competed in two world championships, one in Le Mans in karting, and the other one in Portimao in karting as well. So one was in the Le Mans race was in juniors, and the Portimao race was in seniors. Sadly enough, neither of them went very well, but we ran within the top 10 drivers in both in Europe at the time, with very little European racing experience, with just a small Irish team that just rocked up. We did an awesome job. Sadly, they all fell apart, but that's racing again. We then went on last year to race in the European Championship and in the Miami Series Benelux, which are two of the biggest karting championships. And we ran in the top five in the championship in the Benelux, so that fell apart as well. Um, Along with the European Championship, we showed great pace, fast laps. We were running at the front, so it was all a massive learning curve. And then come the end of 2024, I got the opportunity to race in the US again. It was my very first F4 race in COTA, the F1 track in Texas, and it was only a few weeks after the F1 race. And wow, I mean, I was going around looking at all this stuff. They still had all the drivers' names in the pit lane and up on the massive tall board that they have. It was a surreal experience. I remember saying to my mom, "Look, I can't get excited. I have to keep a lid on it, or I'm just going to be absolutely lost when I go out on track." But yeah, that was the big one for me last year, and we've just tried building on that from there. And that's how I've been brought back to the US to race again this year.
That's fantastic, and I always love the Irish expressions. I've learned to have to keep a lid on it. I love that one. Oh, I love all the different expressions.
Yeah.
Now, when you are racing, are your parents, is your mom like sitting there? I'm sure they're cheering, go, go, go. But is she also biting her nails too a little bit,
Yeah. So
making sure you're
so
okay, you're safe, and everything's good?
yeah, my mom has had a tradition for the past few years where she brings a water bottle with her for the squeeze. And my dad's the complete opposite. You'd see him and he's just like a stone. He's just standing there, just watching me. I mean, when I was in karting, I'd come round. The mechanics will be giving the drivers hand signals, and my dad's just standing there looking at me, and he's just going, "Good job, keep going." Whereas if I see my mom, she's like freaking out. She's going crazy. She'll record the videos and then I'll be playing them back to her later on. She's like, "Geez, did I really say that?" And all
Right.
that, all that stuff. So yeah, I mean they're complete opposites, but that's kind of what works. We all work as a team. We all have our own roles, and yeah, that's Team Grant.
I guess as long as she doesn't say slow down, then everything is good, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I start slowing down, we might have a problem.
Then that might not be
Yeah.
advantageous. So we
No.
appreciate that, but it might not work in the end. That's really, really cool. And you've had so much great opportunity. Here's another great photo. Look at this one. That's
Yeah.
a cool one too, that vehicle,
Yeah. That
that
was
car.
my the kart that I won the Irish Championship in. So that was
Wow.
one of my first wins. It was a big one because that I
Yeah,
dominated that entire weekend. I had fast lap in every race, along with the pole position for the pre-final and the final.
that's
I won the
cool.
race quite convincingly. Yeah, it was an incredible weekend. I mean, I was still quite new to the senior class. It was only my second race.
Yeah.
Once again, racing against seasoned veterans. So yeah, it was that was a big one for me. That was kind of the weekend I realized that I had a chance at winning the championship.
Now, how does it work with the actual carts themselves? These cars, do you have your own, or are they all sponsored and they provide them to you and then you're in them? Do you have one that's your own as well?
So yeah, when I was racing in Ireland, my cart, we bought it and we left it with our team. So my team, Oran Henry Racing, they managed the cart. They brought it to the track and everything. So all we had to do was drive to the track, pretty much set the cart up. Me and my dad get in and drive. When come the end of the day, we just take it all apart, make sure it's clean, give it back to the team. They'll bring it back to their warehouse. They'll take care of it and then bring it to the next race. Same thing with Europe, but in Europe we decided to rent the kart, so it was a little bit differently. But then in F4 it's the same again. We rent the car. We rent the car from the team. The team take care of it.
That's cool. That's fantastic. I'm sure there's several of them that you wish you could just have in the
Yeah,
garage or in the
yeah.
driveway.
Just
Like,
take them down the road.
can't we just borrow it for the weekend?
Yeah.
Exactly. Here's it. Look, I mean, look at this one.
Yep. That's in Coda. So yeah, that was me and my mechanic in the pit lane. I think this was right outside the Red Bull pit box. So as you can see, all those tire marks behind me there were left by F1 cars, and just
Yes,
just
right.
just merely 2 weeks ago. Like,
Yeah.
and I was sitting there, I was looking around, and I was like, all of my idols have been in this exact same position as me. So
For a television news project for a network, I had an opportunity to interview a revered European Formula One race car driver, a legend from the Netherlands, Jan Lammers. I don't know if
hmm
you've ever met him or know
hmm
of him,
yeah.
but a really nice guy and really incredibly talented. And we went to the actual track
Oh,
and
nice.
Zandvoort there in the
hmm
Netherlands. And he took us all around in the car and just really got an incredible appreciation. And he comes to America and I believe he has also a house in Florida. A lot of people always love to go to
Yeah.
Florida, and a lot of Irish too. They love to go to Florida and then
Mm.
end up surfing in the ocean in Florida. They like the warmth, but a lot of singers and performers. But Jan Lammers, I don't know if you've ever had a chance
I
to
have.
come across him at all, but
I've
he's a legend too, huh?
yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of legends. I mean, and Zandvoort as well is an incredible track. I mean, they've made a lot of changes to the place, but it's incredible. I mean, it's one of the best tracks in Europe.
It is, and he's involved, I believe, in the management of it
Mm.
or ownership of it too, which is a great role to be in. And maybe Conor Grant will have one of his own too.
Maybe I've always thought I will put a racetrack in the in the field here by my house or something.
Not through your mother's garden.
Yeah, we won't tell her about that one.
We won't tell her about that. Here's some more great shots. So we see a great video we're going to show in a second too, everybody.
Yeah,
This is great, huh?
yeah, that was my first ever championship that I won. This was the TKC championship in juniors. That's me coming across the line celebrating to the camera.
Really
That's my
cool.
teammate just behind me there to the right side who finished second. It was an awesome race. We worked together to catch the guy who's now in third.
Yeah,
We were over a second and a half behind, which doesn't sound like much, but in
right.
racing terms, it's quite a lot.
It
So
is.
yeah, we worked together to catch him. We caught him, and we passed him both a few laps to go, and we got that nice little gap. We took it home first and second.
That's fantastic. And what's the community like? Obviously sports, because this is a sport, uh, is competitive and you want to beat the other guy and everything. But is it like a community? Are you supportive of each other as well as you're coming up the ranks?
Yeah, in Ireland, it's a bit of everyone's your friend till you start winning. Um, but look, I love the Irish community. Everyone is still very nice. They're all amazing people, and they're all friendly. Every single one of them. They all want to see everybody. They all want to see everybody doing well. When a driver goes to Europe, they're all supportive. Just like we've seen with Alex Dunn. Bjorn McLaughlin as well, another young Irish driver. Alex O'Grady, another young Irish driver. Everyone's got support coming from back home, from Motorsport Ireland, and everyone. So it's an awesome community.
And what was it like the first time you came to the United States, to America, whether to visit and or to compete? That must have been a really cool experience for you as
Yeah.
well. And are you going to be coming back as well?
Oh, definitely coming back. I love racing in the US. Everyone in the US is so kind, so nice. I mean, the very first time I came, it was a bit of a shock because the story of it was we got the call 5 days before we needed to leave, saying we needed to be there to do our seat fit with the team and do a test day. So we were doing visas and licenses and getting flights booked. I was on the sim every minute I got testing. But yeah, I mean, I love the US. It's incredible culture. Everyone there is really nice. It's a beautiful country as well. We were lucky enough when we went to race in New Orleans. We got to go to Atlanta, um, Mississippi. We got to then go to North Carolina. it was incredible. Like we got a little bit of a road trip out of it. But yeah, I love the US, and I can't wait to get back soon.
And the US and Canada loves everything Irish. I know from my years on television and radio interviewing a lot of Irish entertainers and singers and performers and folks just coming out of Ireland. There's this wonderful love affair between America and Canada and the Irish. And yeah, welcoming you with open arms and celebrating you is something that we do here. And I think it's fantastic. And if you start
Mhm.
speaking in Gaelic, they love you even more. like,
Yeah,
like, yeah.
I don't know too much Gaelic now, to be honest.
A little bit here and there. You got to go
Yeah,
north for that, right?
yeah.
Exactly. Here's some more great. Well, my father's Irish, originally from New York, and when I was growing up, my father. I would always hear my father say, "My father grew up in America, but
Mhm.
his grandparents came over from Ireland and settled in New York City." So when I was a kid, my father would say "film," and I would say "film." What's film? You mean film? He said, yeah, film. And he heard it from
Yeah,
his Irish grandparents who came over. And but I think it's awesome. Look at this shot too, Connor. Wow.
yeah. So this was my last year in karting at the European Championship in Germany.
What a beautiful car. Wow.
Yeah,
Mm. This isn't the go-karts that people were doing when they were kids.
yeah.
When you go to
This
the
is
go-kart track at the amusement park kind of thing for five
yeah.
bucks. This
That's
is
the
this,
the
this is
big
the
the big one. That's
these are
about
the
80,
yeah.
80, 90, near 90 miles an hour.
Is it? Yeah.
Absolute rockets. You're only
Wow.
sitting centimeters off the ground. You can feel every bump.
Low profile tires for sure.
Yeah,
And you're low profile too, sitting in it.
yeah,
Here's another look at that. God, these things are just
yeah. That's again in Nola. That's my first
that's
ever
the one.
race.
That's
That's
a
the Scuderia Buell car.
that's
The number
really
54, which is my number.
what's the fastest you've been clocked as far as going? And are there limits with these kinds of cars? Or you just go? Is there a certain limit? It's I
Um,
guess depends on conditions and the track
yeah,
and the car.
yeah. So there's a lot of tiny variables here and there that can, the weather, the air temperature, all that stuff can mess with the car and mess with the ability. But I think the fastest, I'm not sure exactly what it is in mile per hour, but it was about 250 kilometers per hour. It was insane. You start to feel like you're floating at that point. It's incredible, and I mean, they feel so much faster since you're so low to the ground. Everything's whizzing by. So yeah, it's unreal. I mean, it's hard to describe. I say this to everyone. They're always like, "Oh, what's it like to go fast?" And I'm like, there's no way to describe it. It's literally there's no feeling I've ever felt that will ever get near it.
It's like trying to ask a bird, what is it like to fly? You have to
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
doing it to really
Mm.
know and to experience it, which is uh, really something quite special that you experience and are able to share with us. Here's another great shot.
Yeah. There's my team behind me. So my mechanics, my engineers, and my driver coach there. And then there's the car. This was just before the race. So they've got their headsets on. They can speak to me. I've got my microphone inside my helmet. We can talk back and forth, about the race and about the car, how it's feeling. So all that stuff. It's incredible. So this is then another photo from Coda. That was my other race engineer. This is just after the race. So as you can see, all the cars here, they're waiting to get cleared and checked to make sure no one was cheating.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it's been incredible. I've got so many great photos like this one. There's Mo Murray. So the man in the middle there is the CEO of Ligier North America. He develops and builds all the chassis for the championship. And it's my dad on the left there as well.
It's a great shot, really is. And so is this one, Connor.
Yeah, that was just after I won the championship in Ireland, the senior championship. 7 years of hard work. Me and my dad, just yeah, all the emotions started pouring out right there.
Like
It's a special moment.
like you said, when the car's going around the track, he's stoic. But then
Yeah,
here you go. Yeah.
the second I'm in, I'm back in. The race is won. It's just completely different emotion. It all starts to pour out. 7 years of hard work, and
Absolutely.
yeah, late nights, early mornings, getting up 4 or 5 a.m. to get to a racetrack. The work he's put in as well, I'm the one who gets to drive around and have the fun. He's standing there in the cold, pouring rain in Ireland at some of the racetracks, and day in and day out. I mean, as I said, late nights. He's the last one out of the tent every night, making sure the car was clean and ready to go. We worked so hard as a team. Yes, we had our arguments now and again, as you always do with your parents. But look, I wouldn't trade them for anything. They're both incredible, both my parents, my mom and my dad. I mean, I couldn't have done anything without them. They supported me all the way through karting. They're doing their best to support the F4, but obviously the F4 is a lot bigger. It costs more as well. So they're doing their best. But I mean, I couldn't say any of this without them, because none of it would ever happen.
He makes sure that the Wi-Fi is connected and everything is
Yeah,
good. They
yeah,
they they do it
like,
all.
yeah. They keep this roof over my head and the lights on.
The dinner's hot on the
Yeah,
table.
exactly.
Exactly. That's the love of family for sure. Here's another great shot.
Yeah, that was just the end of the weekend in Coda. Me and my teammate. He did a really awesome job. So he races in a different championship. He decided to come join me for that one. He came away with two P2s. He did a great job. That's the full team there, and my dad's standing by me as well.
That's awesome. That's a great shot. This is really cool.
Yeah, so this is one of the posters that I put on my Instagram.
Mhm.
That was posted right before qualifying for the second round of the Miami Series Benelux. We went to put it on pole, finished first in my qualifying, which was an awesome feeling. It was my first really good qualifying in Europe. So yeah, it was the big thing.
The big thing. And look at that determined look that you have, the expression
Yeah,
like we're gonna do this, which I think is
yeah,
cool. This is another great shot too.
yeah. So that was the announcement poster for the race in the US. That was the one we posted right before we left.
Yeah.
That was another big one, a kind of a pinch me moment. I'm going to race an F4 car.
Yeah, I know. It's really amazing and the way that you've developed, your talent and your skill and your craft and it just keeps going and going and going. This is a cool shot too.
Yeah, so this is on a cold winter's day at a racetrack. So this was with the Wexford Youth Academy. There, I'm just talking them through a little bit about how we should enter the corner, what we should be looking for, and then what I'm doing with my hands is showing how much input we should put on the steering wheel, where we should be looking. And as you can see, I'm getting them all to walk in a line to kind of get the racing line in their head.
That is cool. That is really cool. Again, you're a real mentor for all of them too. I want to mention too. I mentioned, some of the other championships that you've had under your belt, but also you made the F4 single seater open wheel debut at the season finale of the JS F4 series, like you're saying, Coda,
Hmm.
Texas, October 2024 with Champagne Racing. And then in 2025, you see racing at the FIA US Formula 4 Championship. You are one of only three Irish drivers globally racing on that FIA Formula ladder, and the only one on the grid in the United States this year ahead, going to be very exciting. Tell us about that and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very
That's a
much.
big feat.
Yeah, it's a nice little stat to have. So yeah, there's two other drivers who race in the FIA, the massive governing body for racing in the world. So they're racing, as I said earlier on, Alex Dunn and Fionn McLaughlin. So Alex is racing in Formula Two, a step down from F1, and Fionn's racing in the British equivalent for what I'm racing in this year.
That's amazing. That really is. Good luck to all, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Good luck to all. People say when they describe you, Connor, that grit, and that's a good word because you
Mhm.
definitely need grit to get into these
Mm,
cars and handle what you handle. It describes this trait that drives you forward and the challenges you've faced. Not every day is perfect, of course, but
exactly. Yeah.
you put your best foot forward out there or your best wheels out there,
Hmm.
and this has helped you grow as a person, grow as a professional, and strengthen your resilience, which again is very inspiring for others watching, as well as your determination and your commitment. And this is you've got born in you, I guess, this never ending will to want to win and to work
Hmm.
to be the best version of yourself, both on and off the track. So, not just to be the superstar, the winner, all the lights, camera, action, but off the track to be a humanitarian, to be
Hmm.
philanthropic, to be, a good person who really wants to share what it's like to be in these incredible positions you're in, to be a champion, but also to be a good person, and fostering education and fitness and wellness.
Yeah.
That's all part of what you do, right?
Yeah, I mean, I put a lot of work into it. My favorite saying as racing is you'll have more bad days than you do good, but the good days always make up for it. And as they say, racing is a drug. You have a bad weekend, you think, oh, I can do better than that. Let's go back out and let's try to do better. And then you have a good weekend. That's all I can have a good weekend. I just want to race. Let's go out and win more races. And you just get in that spiral of just every weekend, you're like, oh, when am I driving next? But I mean, the emotions that run through racing, you're getting put through it from the ages of 10 for me. How to lose, how to win, how to have wins taken from you out of circumstances that aren't yours. Uh, same as it was your fault, you made a mistake and the win was lost. All this stuff just getting nailed into a 10-year-old's head. It makes you mature a lot faster. I wouldn't have learned any of the life skills that I have now anywhere else as quick as anywhere else as well. I mean, I wouldn't trade a second of it for anything else.
I know what people are saying is they're watching this right now. They're saying, wait, did he say he's 17, almost 18? No, no, he sounds like he's 35. You have a lot of wisdom, and you're sort of an old soul inside, which is a good way to be. And that
Yeah.
again comes from the family, the upbringing, and
Hmm.
that moral compass that you have,
Hmm.
which I think is great because it requires a lot of clarity and a lot of focus to do what you do, right?
Yeah, as you said, a lot of clarity. You have to be very focused and everything. They very like I'm very focused. I'm in the gym as much as I can, eating well, drinking well, sleeping well, on the sim, do as much as I can to eliminate any of the variables when I'm driving. So I'm not thinking, oh, I'm tired, oh, I'm hungry. It's just that it's that willingness to win. So all I want to do is win. All I want to do is drive. All I want to do is be there. So yeah, that's the kind of the push.
That's the push. What are some other things that you like to do to balance the adrenaline and the stimulation that racing gives you? I'm sure there's things you do to sort of deamp, decompress, unplug, and sort of bring things, like you said, put a lid on it a little bit
Yeah.
and sort of just breathe. What are some other things you like to do?
Yeah. So working out is a big one for me. I really love working out. I really love exercising. Another one is actually driving on my sim. It's all I think about is racing. So I really enjoy driving on the sim. So I can just go drive whatever, have a bit of fun, not worry that, oh, if I push super hard and I put the car in the barrier, it's not going to cost anything. I can just hit the reset button and go back out again. I can race with my friends all across the globe. I've made friends in Czech Republic, in the US, in Italy, Spain, Belgium, Netherlands, in the UK, and without any of the racing, never would have known a single one of them. And I can still talk to them as much as I want, whenever I want, and it's awesome because they share the same passion with me, just in a complete different environment. So it's always good to see.
That's one of the cool things when you're in the public eye, like you are, and I am in my work and television and radio and all, and online too, is you get to meet so many different people, different backgrounds,
Mm.
different perspectives, different cultures that you become friends with, and you learn, and it just adds to the richness of your own experience, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I've learned so much from everybody. I've spent time with friends across the globe, Czech Republic as well. It's
Hmm.
it's incredible. You get to see the world from their eyes. I'm not in Ireland anymore. I'm experiencing everything that everyone else is, and it kind of you can kind of see how people's personalities are shaped, and it's incredible. I mean, I love traveling. it's one of my favorites as well. Uh, getting to go to the US, seeing all these amazing states.
Hmm.
There's so much to see in each state. They're so different, every single one.
That's
The
right.
food as well. It's so different from Irish food, and I'm always looking forward to going and trying a lot of them because we don't have them here in Ireland. I'm always getting like a list of them when I'm here sitting at home. And I'm like, oh man, we got to try this. We've got to try that when we
Hmm.
go. We got to try this. Oh, we got to go to this place.
The
So yeah,
pizza and all of
yeah, the
it. Yeah.
pizza, the
Hmm.
burgers. Yeah,
Yeah, it's anybody who hasn't been to America or might be watching this, like you say, you can go to top of the East Coast from Maine down to Florida. You can go across the country, go to California, everywhere in between, and it's so unique and different and beautiful and majestic, and all the different accents and the foods and everything
mm.
as well. Though Ireland does have one of my favorite things, and that is mashed potatoes. I
Oh
love,
yeah, the
gotta
potatoes in
have the
Ireland are
it's
they're
it's
no,
in the bloodstream.
yeah,
It's in the
they
bloodstream.
can't get beaten anywhere.
Yeah,
Nowhere in
exactly.
the world does potatoes the same as Ireland.
They say, "Would you like potatoes with that, or rice, or pasta?" I
Yeah,
always go with the potatoes first. I don't know. I can't control myself. I just
yeah.
love it. I
Literally
love it.
a few hundred meters down the road, literally, I think it's less than a mile, is one of the biggest potato farmers in the county. Good friend of the family, massive potato farmer, great guy. So yeah, literally everywhere you look, there's potatoes in Ireland.
So your family has an inside, pun
Yeah,
intended, track to the potato farmer. Hey, we're running short, Sal. Send us some more.
yeah. Yeah, we just stand there on the road and wait for one of the vans to go by, and we just grab a packet of potatoes off.
Although his name in Ireland probably wouldn't be Sal, it would probably be Ryan or
Johnny,
Johnny,
that's it.
exactly. We have some great video that has been sent to us, and what we'll
Hmm.
do, because it's a variety of different stuff, we'll show it. Some are real quick clips, some are a little bit longer. We'll show a couple of things, and then you could talk about it after, which would be really cool. Conor Grant, he is a champion Formula 4 racer and driver, and he's hailing from Ireland. He's one of the top in Ireland, and he's going all over the world with his craft. And just to let everybody know before we show video, that I've learned this and I'm honored by it. This is Conor's very first major American interview on television, radio, network, whatever, internet. It's his very first. So I'm very honored. I've interviewed lots and lots of people, thousands of them over the years, Conor. And the fact that you wanted to be here on the Jim Masters show, I really, really appreciate that, especially, as it being your first major one.
Yeah, I mean it's a massive pleasure to be here. I've really looked forward to it. It's an incredible show, so it's awesome also for it to be my first one here in the US. Hopefully to build a bit of status here in the US. Obviously now coming to race here,
That's
it's
right.
it's it's awesome. I mean, it's a great way to start.
It's a great way to start, and we're happy to have you here. And of course, keep us posted when you are
Will do.
coming, because we'll try to be there in the stands rooting you on and get a chance to meet you in person and shake your hand
Yeah.
as well. Here's a quick video. We'll show this, and then when we come back, you can tell us what we're seeing. This is a cool one. Here we go, folks. Holy cow, I didn't want that to stop. What a bird's eye view, literally, of
Yeah.
you doing your thing. Tell us what that was, where that was, and what is going through your mind as you are keeping that, car in place and keeping
Mhm.
you in place as well. That was awesome.
Yeah, so that's an onboard lap from right here, a little helmet camera that clips onto the top of the visor, from track in Atlanta Motor Speedway, not Motor Speedway, sorry, Atlanta Motorsports Park. It's an awesome track. It's where my team is based. It's super super cool. You go up, you go down. They say it's like a roller coaster. I love the place. One of my favorite tracks I've ever put a race car on. But yeah, what goes through your mind? It's just constant. It's like it's every second you're thinking of something new. Change gear, brake here, accelerate here, make sure you don't spin. It kind of once you do so much driving, it comes naturally to you. It's just this, that, the other. It's almost like running and walking and cycling a bike. It just comes naturally. You just do it at that point.
That makes total sense that that would be what you'd have to do.
Mm,
You can't think about, "Oh,
yeah,
I've got homework to do," or "I'm hungry, I want a sandwich." You can't think about any of those things. You
yeah,
gotta block all that out and just be really focused, and it's almost, automatic. You know what to do and what needs to be
mm,
done, and if, the car strays a little bit, you need to bring it back in, and just
yeah,
looking at the steering wheel, oh my god, it looks like a video game. It looks like
yeah,
something from, NASA.
yeah. You're getting a lot of information on that tiny little screen.
It's in
Yeah, and
all
as
at
they say,
once.
yeah, as they say for a racing driver, the most important part is what you can get from the car, from that little screen. It helps a lot, but the famous thing is racing drivers have great feelings in their bums. They can feel the car fully just through the bottom through their bum. How the car is reacting, when starts to slide, it's incredible. You can just feel it, and it's automatic. It's just turn the steering wheel back, pull the car, hit the brake. It's almost like second nature. It's a sixth sense almost. It just happens. It's something special.
So if you feel it in the bum, do you still feel it even when you're there, even when you're not in the car? Does it last for a couple of hours after when you've
Yeah,
been
you can feel
bouncing
the
around?
vibration still. You're like, "Oh, I'm tired after today." You can still feel the vibrations, in your shoulders and everything. And I can even when I'm sitting in a car now these days, just on the road and stuff, I can feel it. I feel, yeah, that wasn't great, or that was a big bump there, and just stuff like that.
And do you say, "Oh, can I drive?" And just say, "No, we've got it."
Yeah, they're like, no, 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 we'll let the racing driver not drive today.
Right, yeah, we
I
don't
act- I
need
actually, yeah, I don't even have my license here in Ireland. I'm too
right.
young.
Too
Yeah,
young, but you're on the verge, you're on the verge,
yeah,
and by the
close.
time by the time you get it, it's gonna be like
Oh yeah,
it's gonna seem so slow and
yeah,
paced, you're gonna be like but if we're ever late to work, ride with him, he'll
yeah,
get you there on time.
yeah. As
Here's
long as there's not too
another
much traffic.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, we certainly have plenty of that here. Here's another cool, video, we'll take a look at this and be like a split screen, and here is this one. Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, that's
That's a
the
little montage there.
yeah. So that was the race I won the Irish Championship in. At the very end, yeah, you can see me celebrating with my teammate, my coach, and then my mom at the very end. That was the video the videographer did for us for that weekend. He very very fittingly put the uh, Hall of Fame song, which was a good one to watch, good one to listen to. But yeah, it was
Mhm,
very end there. You can just see the emotions. I'm only seconds in off the track, and literally just start pouring. The adrenaline is still pumping, and
mm,
it's just starting to go down, and the emotions are just coming out. So it
and
it's
Yeah, it's fitting. You're gonna know my
Yeah.
name. Absolutely. Connor is here, and you're gonna know his name if you don't already, especially after being here. Here's another great one. We've got a couple of more here to show, which these are terrific, terrific clips. These are things that we wouldn't normally get a chance to see. Here's a cool one here, and we'll take it away.
Hi, my name is Conor Grant. I'm the 2023 Senior Irish Karting Champion. I'm currently racing in the F4 Championship in the USA. I'd love the opportunity to work with your brand, and if you'd like to learn some more about me, head over to my profile and you can have a look there. Thank you.
So yeah, that's one of my promotional videos. So there's a brand here in Ireland called Sports Endorse, who connects potential brands to work with sports people. So for podcasts like this and stuff like that, and doing ads and speaking at events. That was my personal promotional video for that. I shot that one sitting right there. Um, it's hopefully gonna start. We only recently got onto it, but it looks incredible.
It really does. They did a fantastic job. Absolutely. You did a great job. And, just looking at your room there too, we see the trophy. Tell us about, people love to see inside the rooms, and then probably they're saying, oh,
Yeah.
what's that? And what's that? Tell us about the room you're in.
So we'll start right here. This one right here is my trophy that I got for winning the championship. I put it right beside my sim because when I'm sitting right here, I can see it. So this is my sim here. Just behind here, I've got my wheel and everything, and my monitor. You can see with my webcam. It's all I spend 90% of my time when I'm at home right there sitting in that chair. My PC and my monitor and everything's down here. So then we got a little shelf over here with my ticket that when I won the championship. That's my ticket to the World Championship. That was for the one in Portimao in 2023. Moving up here, we have my karting helmet. So this one right here is seen all the emotions. Uh, Cried, I've laughed, I've done everything. I've cursed in that helmet. I've done everything in that one. Right here, we have two photos. So one is of Lewis Hamilton, amazing racing driver. Another one here is every single helmet from the 2017 season. So that was the F1 season. This one up here has a few more, has a few cars on it, some photos from the World Championship. Moving all the way to the back here, this shelf right here, it has another one from the World Championship. That was 2022, along with another little race car, more trophies, and a cool little sentiment here for anyone who knows cars. There's a piston. So the piston head, the engine that I won my first ever senior race in, I said to my dad, "Oh, because as we were taking the engine apart to make sure we weren't cheating, we broke the piston actually." Um, he tried not to tell me about it. He's like, "Oh no, the engine will be fine." I was like, "Dad, it's broken. Come on." So I said, "Can I take it home?" So here it is. It's sitting on my shelf. It has been. I cleaned it up on the 5-hour drive home we had. Moving then to the very top, my most prized possession is this poster. So I was given this poster by Derek Daly, who is an ex-Irish Formula One driver. That poster is signed by Rubens Barrichello and Michael Schumacher. So two of the big names in F1. This was signed just before Michael sadly had his accident, and yeah, it's probably my most prized possession. So that's why I keep it nice and high in my room. Everyone can see it. It's actually from the 2004 US Grand Prix, which was held in COTA, the same track that I raced for the very first time in F4. Yeah, I've got some more trophies. Got 2 more on this side with a little model car, which my livery for my very first race in COTA again was actually based off this very car, so that's very special to me as well. But yeah, this is my sim room here at my desk. I do my homework and I do some other stuff for racing, some videos and everything. But yeah, that's my room. This is where I spend most of my time. Um, yeah, this has got all my my important stuff for racing.
And it's very neat.
Yeah,
You keep it very
my
organized, or did mom come
my
in
mom's
before?
always coming in. She's like, "Oh, Connor, can you clean the room already? Come on, I asked you already." And I'm like, "Fine, I'll have it clean for you. Don't worry."
That's it, right? Mom
Yeah,
knows
exactly.
best. Mom knows
She does.
best. Here's another great video as well. Take a look at Conor Grant in action.
Will you welcome, please, Conor Grant?
Thank you for everything. We're aiming for the next big thing. I'll see you soon on the other side. I'm grateful for the memories. We're aiming for the next big thing. I'll see you soon on the other side.
What a great beat that is,
Yeah,
too.
that's
Great song.
that's my the end of season video from the 2023 championship. And it's got all the videos literally. In the middle you saw there going for a swim. That was when my friends from all across Ireland came down. They stayed with me during the season. We made cookies as well in the clip after it. There's loads of other clips. There's a few pictures there. I broke my wrist in a race that year.
Did you?
Yeah, that was surprisingly enough not so painful. The adrenaline masked it all, but yeah, as you can see, just the journey, all the different tracks, all the different scenarios that we were in all year. It was a special year, to be honest.
Absolutely right. And there's many, many more to come too for you, Connor, which is really, really exciting. We got another one here. This is I think a little short one. It's like 8 seconds, but it's a good one. Here it is.
Yeah, that's an old one. That's actually the very first video I have on my phone.
Really?
Yeah, the very first video. That's me back in cadets when I was 10 years old. I think that was my second day ever. The very brave man standing in the middle of the track with a 10-year-old hurtling toward him at 50 mile an hour was my coach, Oren. I was with him for 6 years. We did everything together. He had a lot of faith and trust in me not to hit him. And then the person who was recording was my dad. That's actually at the track, the very same track I won the championship in 6 years later. So it was kind of a full circle. But yeah, I mean, that's an old one.
An oldie but a goodie, right?
Yeah.
The early years of Connor making his mark and captured in video forever. That is really, really awesome. What are some other things you're excited about that are coming up, Connor?
Yeah, so we've got the remainder of the season in F4 in the US. So we've got a race in Mid-Ohio and New Jersey, which are the next two coming up. The New Jersey one quite close to you. I'm really looking forward to those two. And as I said earlier on, we've got the Wexford Youth Academy Grand Prix this weekend. I'm really looking forward to that, to see what the young guys can do. You know, it's the very last chance for them to secure points for the championship they're in, to see who comes out on top. I'm really looking forward to that. You know, there's some big races coming as well, with the 24 Hours of Le Mans coming up in a few weeks. So yeah, there's a lot happening in the month of June for racing. I'm all for it.
That is really cool, and you still have that time to volunteer at the Wexford Motor Club Youth Academy too, right? Which they
Yeah,
established that in 2015 with the aim of encouraging young people into motorsport, and they aim to train the young drivers over the course of a year, giving them a strong grounding in the world of motorsport, both on and off the track. And you've had the privilege of being a volunteering as a driving coach in 2024 and found it to be very personally rewarding, as you describe it, a
mm,
fun experience, so much that you plan and have continued this year and onwards, right?
yeah. I mean, as I said earlier on, I love it. As they said, it's about, you know, teaching kids not just how to drive fast, but how to be good person. And what I love about it, it's not just, oh, I can go out on track and I can finish first and get max points. Half of the work that they do for the championship is all through schoolwork, and they have an interview at the end of the year. They sit down with 3 judges. I was one of the judges last year. It's not all about being fast on a racetrack, because you can train that, but you can't train someone to be able to get their homework in on time. So I think how they do it personally, in my opinion, is perfect. I mean, it's the perfect who's dedicated more, not just the who's the best driver.
Good way to put it, and very inspiring for people too, and especially young minds that are watching that are like, boy, he's a cool guy and very well spoken, and he knows his thing, and he's a champion and Irish proud. But again, being more and more known around the world, which is exciting as you continue to excel and propel in the field. And with that determined look of "We
Yeah,
got this, we got this," which I think
yeah.
is really cool. What would that Connor or this Connor say to that Connor?
Wow. Honestly, I think I just say, look, keep going, keep doing what you love. You know, it's gotten you so far. Always listen to your parents. They're always right. But yeah, just keep doing what you love. It's gonna lead you in the right path. Just be you. Honestly, that's it. Just be you. Don't listen to anybody else. Do your thing. Uh, it's not about everybody else. You make your own destiny. They're always telling you, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Do your thing. If you believe in yourself, which you should, you can do whatever you can put your mind to.
You're going to be a motivational speaker and writing books and books and books one of these days. I can tell, Connor. It's in you. It's
Yeah.
that Irish spirit. Don't give up. Don't give in. Keep going and inspire and have a good time doing it, as you obviously have been, while still maintaining, friends and family relationships and schooling and all of it. You really are an inspiration to a lot of people, and it was a real pleasure getting a chance to meet you and
Thank you very
chat
much.
with you, talking to a champion Irish, Formula 4 driver here, and really, really cool. And I wish you continued success. And we're going to keep, as I say to all the guests, Connor, we're going to keep the porch light on for you. So you
Yeah,
are welcome back here. We're going to root you on anytime you want to pop on. You're excited about sharing something, or you just want to say hi to me and all of our viewers on the Jim Masters Show. You're always welcome. And this was a blast. And thanks to the
thank you very
family,
much.
the
Yeah.
team that's on the other side of the door listening, probably rooting you on.
Yeah,
And
probably.
they're going to high five you after.
Yeah.
Thanks to them for their help as well. And of course, our dear friend Anita
Hmm.
and everybody. Really cool meeting
Yeah,
you, and continued success, my friend. You've got a home here at the Jim Master Show, and I hope you enjoyed the time with me
I
as
did.
much
Thank
as
you
I
very
have
much.
with you. It
Yeah,
was a
it's been a
real pleasure.
pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for watching. It's awesome to be able to take a bit of your time out just to talk about myself. Uh, you know, as people would say, I'm a little bit vain when I talk about racing, but it's, I'm just so excited by it. It's all I want to do, all I want to talk about. So Thank you so much for listening to me blabber on for an hour.
And you didn't need to see at the Jim Masters show. You don't need to keep a lid on it.
Exactly. You don't need to keep a lid on it.
The blabber is good here. We love it. Spread the word about the Jim Masters show, celebrity talk
Will
show
do.
series to everybody you know. And this is archived on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And folks can watch it there and share it as well. Again, continued success. Congratulations on everything thus far, my friend, and keep going. And we will be rooting for you here in America and everybody in Ireland and around the world. Come see us again, okay?
Perfect. Will do. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Grant.
Yeah.
We will see you soon. Cheers.
Yeah. Hopefully.
That's it. And again, keep me posted on everything, and we'll try to be there in the stands rooting you on, my friend, okay?
Hopefully one day, yeah. One day.
All right. You be well. Take care now. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys.
You're welcome. Coming to us from Wexford, Ireland, County Wexford, that is Conor Grant. He is a revered and renowned and continues to be an up-and-coming, incredible F4 race driver. He's unbelievable, isn't he? And there's some of those cars we were looking at. He's really, really cool, and just what a great conversationalist too, right? This is his very first time doing something at this level, especially here in America. His very first major interview on the air here in North America, actually. So very honored that he made the choice to be right here on the Jim Masters show. It was a real pleasure, and some great detail on some of these terrific photos that we have here. Look at all this, huh? And all the different cars and the purpose and the championships and what it takes and the stamina and all the people he's worked with and the love of family, of course, what it all means. And look for him, folks. You're going to hear a lot more from Conor Grant, and we're so glad to have him here on the show. He's got a great website, too, that you can check out to learn about everything Conor Grant. Even that's a cool name, too, right? People say, oh, I love Jim Masters. Conor Grant is a great name, too. And look for that. And make sure that when he is racing in your area, you go root him on. There is the website for everything Conor Grant Racing. You'll learn more about him, his background and videos and all kinds of cool stuff. He's on all social media as well, so check him out there. And it was a pleasure having him here. And we really, really excited for his career, which is just continuing to blossom, right? And I don't say that as just somebody who has, some Irish blood in me, but also I like people that really are doing something for the good of everybody else as he continues to excel as a person himself. Conor Grant joining us here, one of the incredible Irish racers and one of the leading in the country, right? And he is joining us here on the show. He is one of Ireland's best young drivers, thanks to all of those championships that continue to pile up. That room he's in that he showed us, the next time he joins us, that room's going to be filled with even more trophies, I don't doubt, and awards and accolades. But he's got a good head on his shoulders. He really knows what he's doing. He's very determined, and the family and love of family has really been there to support. And that's something big. You got to have the support system, everybody, no matter what it is you do in life. And he's had it ever since then on those Irish beaches saying, hey, I'm Conor Grant and I'm here to entertain. I've arrived. And he sure has. Again, this was his first major interview in North America. And I'm so honored to have him here on the Jim Masters Show, Entertainment, Lifestyle, Celebrity Talk Show series. And we're also honored to have you here as well, folks. Spread the word. Come see us again. Of course, we love it when you give our episodes a thumbs up like. There is a like icon right there, thumbs up on the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit thumbs up. Share this on your social media. Leave a comment below underneath. Even folks that have been chatting in the chat room, leave a comment below underneath the episode. We love interacting with you. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. We love that as well. We thank Conor Grant, and we thank everybody watching all around the world, coming to you from the United States here in the New York area. I'm your host, Jim Masters. Don't forget, as we always say, to love one another, take care of one another, and don't forget to do the very same for yourself. We talked about some of that with Conor today. It's important to do that. And as Conor said, and I always say, do you, be the best version of yourself and share it with the world. He's doing that every day. You do it too. Be well, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, right here on the Jim Masters Show. We'll see you on the next one. Come see us again. We'll keep the light on for you. Be well, take care, and cheers.